Activity 6, making a simple mug in card. In the previous activity, you were involved in making flat shapes. This is going to test your ability to make curved shapes. What we want to do is to produce a rectangle that will become the outline of the mug. So we're going to need to produce a rectangle to the appropriate size. We need to add a little bit to it so that we've got something to stick it together with, and we need to make the base. The base will be a circle, but of course if we're going to stick it to the sides, we're going to need some tabs running all the way around that circle, all the way around to here. So how do we go about doing that? Well, we need to measure our mug. So I suggest you pick one that doesn't have a tapered or too curved sides, because it's going to be pretty difficult to make. So get a straight-sided tea or coffee mug and measure it. My one's 10 centimetres tall, so I know that this dimension is going to be 10 centimetres. How do we find out the length of that? Well, you simply make yourself a little strip of paper and wrap it round just as if you were taking your waist measurement. Take my pen, make a little mark on there, and now I've got the equivalent of the circumference of my cup, and I can use that for the measurements. Not forgetting to leave an extra little bit, I suggest 20 millimetres more to do that. And I've got my shape cut out here with my extra 20 millimetres on. I've got my circular shape here with my little tabs. You can see I simply allowed a little bit extra over that, and the way I created that was to put the mug down onto the card, draw around it, and then allow another centimetre or so for the tabs, and simply snipped it with a pair of scissors to create these little tabs. You need to fold them upright, and if you're using a stiffer card, you might need to score it like we did in the previous activities with a blade or a pair of scissors and a ruler, and gradually work them all upright such that they can then be stuck to the cylinder of your mug. Now the way to go about that is not just to coat them all with glue and hope for the best, but you need to stick one first of all at the beginning of the card and then gradually work your way around. You can either use sellotape if you feel confident with that, or you can use a liquid adhesive, and you'll stick it all the way around and your mug will take that sort of form. And here's one that I did before, and you can see that this is in simple paper, but the base is held quite securely for this modelling activity with sellotape. The handle is simply made by making some strips of card. In this case, I've just approximated the handle by doing it that way. An alternative way of doing it would be to get some strips of card equivalent to the thickness of the handle, the breadth of the handle there. And I've started to shape and sculpt this one, but you could get 3 if it's got thick card, or several strips. Stick those together and they can then be shaped around to produce the handle form that you want. So you could, by sticking several of these together, end up with a handle that had thickness as well as the breadth, and then simply stick it onto your cylinder with the sellotape or with the liquid adhesive. So that would be your mug in card, simple curved surfaces.